because I was taking a drink.
Oh, it's okay. So, we watched Zombieland Double Tap tonight. I had people asking in the comments what I was seeing, and I was like, I'm not telling people because I don't want anybody ruining it for me.
As soon as you tell them, be like, oh yeah, I really like this part.
The internet has a way of spoiling everything, so in this review I will say this: if you haven't seen it and you're on the fence about it, I would recommend it. I would say if you've seen the first one and you enjoyed the first one, you will enjoy this one. It was funny, and it had its meta moments where it's very self-aware, and it doesn't take itself seriously at all. And there were some lapses in logic in the movie, but you know what? It's a movie about zombies, so you kind of let that go because you're like, yeah, it's fine. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, and you want to avoid spoilers, go ahead and shut this video down and go watch it. Or wait probably about another month. I would think maybe it comes out in video. I don't know. It's been out for, I think, 3 weeks.
That's it.
I think it's in its third week.
It came out a little bit before Halloween.
Right. And it took me until now to find an evening where, all right, we've got a break from hockey. I can go late at night and watch it. So we did. And you didn't have to ask me more than once. You mentioned it, and I'm like, okay, we got tickets.
Yeah.
So
it really was. It was
yeah.
like, we could go watch it on Friday. Okay, done.
Yeah, I got tickets. I'm good. So if you're still with us, then you're acknowledging there will be spoilers. It will be spoilerific and all that. And try to avoid spoilers in the comment section. I try, like, for instance, with the Blade Runner video I did. I understand a lot of people have already seen it, but just for the people who haven't, avoid spoilers, because it's a great movie. And the fact that review's got like 500 views, it's kind of sad to me on some level, because it's a really good movie. And I hope that means everybody's already seen it and they don't care about the review, and not the people like, it's 3 hours and there's no big fight scene. I don't care, because not all movies need a big fight scene. That being said,
most movies I watch don't have a big fight scene.
And Zombieland didn't quite have it in this movie either. Now, they did, but I didn't think it was as epic as the one in the first movie. The first movie, you get a real feeling that Tallahassee might bite it. And in this movie, you got the feeling all of them could. But then magic. Deus Ex Machina literally shows up. The God Machine shows up literally in this movie where, yeah, okay, everybody's in. No, they're not. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
And
it was one of those, it's kind of ridiculous, but okay.
But it's okay, because it's Rosario Dawson, and that woman can do no wrong. So, she's fantastic. I did like that they toyed with the idea of adding people to the group, and they really didn't. They kind of did, and then they didn't. They introduced the idea of, Columbus and Wichita having problems and her leaving. The problem I had with that, though, was at the end of the first movie, she's over it. She tells him her real name, which never came up at all in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why he would still call her Wichita. He knows her real name. Why would he still call her Wichita? Especially when they're sleeping together in the Lincoln bedroom. That'd be weird.
But no, it's her nickname.
Be like if I just called you Palouse. Like, it's just, and I was Chilliwack. And we just referred to each other by those names even while we're involved. I don't think that would work. I call you Idaho. Spokane?
I only ever lived in Spokane for like 6 months, and I hated it.
Okay.
It was awful. I hated Spokane. I didn't live there very long.
It was really weird, though. It was clearly done like, okay, we've got to get her out of there so we can bring in a new girlfriend for him, so we can have this new comedy thing going on, which was really strange. I don't know. And again...
But that was funny.
I did enjoy the movie.
She was funny.
Oh, the blonde girl was funny. She was funny. She was funny.
And just how everybody reacted to her. It was funny. There was a lot of really fun.
I did like that Wichita and Tallahassee seemed very, very similar in their reaction to everything she said. And they were just bold-faced mean to her. And the way Tallahassee would make a face was like, and I was like, that's Yvonne with the kids. That's the kids doing something stupid, and Yvonne, it's exactly, I was reminded of the children at certain points of this movie, especially when Tallahassee was doing the dad face of, I was like, yeah, that's how that works. That's pretty much how that works. You know, I think you make fun of me. Oh no, I wouldn't do that. Like, yeah, we were this close to talk to me like I'm stupid. Okay.
Can do.
And there. And so it was good. Again, you know, Jesse Eisenberg is Jesse Eisenberg. Emma Stone's Emma Stone. They are who they are. You can tell though, we just watched Zombieland, the original, which I had right here. Yeah, there it is. So we watched the original Zombieland, which is right here on Netflix the other day. I got it on 4K, and the reason I still buy physical copies of movies is because all the extras. And then you have a physical copy, so if you're not on the internet or they take it off of Netflix, I have a copy. So I thought it was good that we watched this right before we went and saw the new one.
Because I don't remember movies at all.
And it makes fun of the rules. The rules, they don't really get into the new ones. They don't really get into a whole lot. They just make fun of it. They have at one point in the movie where Tallahassee and Columbus are up against their nemesis, their doubles.
They're doppelgangers.
Which are Albuquerque and also in Ohio. Freeport? No, Oh, come on. I think it was Freeport. Anyways, it doesn't really matter because they don't last very long. And I called it, didn't I?
Yeah.
I was like, all right, they're going to go out.
They're going to die.
What I liked is that while they're out there fighting with these new zombies that are more dangerous and deadly, they just watch from the window.
Yes.
They're just like,
And like I said, when are the zombies going to go for the windows? Those look like really old window pane.
No. Looks like they're kind of in trouble out there. Oh, well, they didn't ask for any help. And I thought, they're kind of being jerks right now. Yeah. But there was kind of a territorial thing going on.
Yeah.
And I thought it was nice that they introduced a new kind of zombie that's a lot harder to kill. Because, in the first movie, and by the time you reach this movie, they don't really have any problem with zombies. They just mow them down. And I did think the Homer zombies were really funny. Mm-hmm. The one that was chasing a butterfly. That was funny. No, it's a Homer. Don't waste any ammo. It's just a Homer. So I guess they don't try to bite people. I guess they just wander around.
That one tried to bite the statue. It's just kind of oblivious.
Yeah, they don't have a clue what they're doing. And then there's the Hawking zombies, which they didn't really get into.
No.
They showed one, and then they had one that got up on top of the...
Yeah, they're just clever.
Yeah, they only had a couple, and I think it was because if you had a bunch of the Hawking zombies together...
With the ninja, you don't really ever see that one.
There's no ninja. There wasn't a single ninja in the whole movie. I thought, okay, so they're getting us ready for jump scares. And then it didn't happen. No. I didn't see a single ninja zombie. The T-800s, that genuinely, to me, I was like, all right, that adds a level of fear to this movie. And part of what you have to do is you've got... this cast, and it's a comedy, and you have to make it so that you believe they're in peril. Zombie movies don't work if you don't believe people are in peril. And sometimes in the first movie, you get that feeling that they're not in any kind of danger. In this movie, sometimes you get that feeling too. And it can be a problem where it feels like they're not in danger. Like Walking Dead. I used to get mad at certain episodes because it's like the zombies were just kind of there. And if somebody got bit, it was because they were stupid. It wasn't because the zombies did anything that was noteworthy. They were just stupid. I'd be like, oh, really? They killed that character there? Why? And then you'd hear the showrunner like, oh, we want to create an air that anything can happen at any given moment. And it's like, nah, you're just making them look stupid. You're just making people look stupid, and your whole world is stupid, and I'm done with it. And then they beat Glenn with a baseball bat, and I said, and I'm out. I'm done. I'm out. Done. And apparently 3 years later, now they're trying to reclaim Negan and make him a nice guy and have the viewer sympathize with him or something. I'm not sympathizing with Negan. He killed Glenn. He can go to hell. He can jump off a bridge as far as I'm concerned. Which is why I love Zombieland. Because in this movie, they make fun of The Walking Dead.
Yes, they did.
I thought that was funny, that he's reading reading The Walking Dead comic, and he's like, that's not very realistic. And gross. Says grossness, not very realistic. I thought, yeah, because realism is what we get in these movies. So, if you're looking for more rules, Abigail Breslin looks absolutely nothing like she did when she was 12. At all. From 12 to 22, she looks completely different.
That frequently happens.
But completely different.
Though I think I look almost exactly
She's
the same.
built different. Like, she's built completely different. And then everybody else is kind of the same.
Because they're older.
I mean, I guess you can see the difference in Woody Harrelson, but not really.
No.
Woody Harrelson's in fantastic shape. Makes me look like a bag of crap. Jesse Eisenberg's always just Jesse Eisenberg. And Emma Stone is fantastic. And she was good in this. And again, breaking them up just to create tension, I thought was kind of lazy. That's and again, that's not really a criticism. It's just sort of they're taking the narrative that way. Well, all right. It was clever, though, that you think that the blonde girl is a zombie and she's not. Mm-hmm. Because there's a moment where it looks like she might have got bit. Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. And you don't know until later on that, okay, so she's okay. She didn't get bit. She had an allergic reaction. Even though I don't think anybody's had an allergic reaction to peanuts that involves projectile vomiting, their tongue swelling, and their eyes, and just them looking exactly like a zombie in the movie. And then she's better. Did she find an EpiPen laying around in the woods? Because I don't think she did.
It just went away.
It just...
That's how it works.
I think the best line was, the reason she's still alive is because zombies eat brains and she doesn't have any. And his line, okay, what did he say to Little Rock? Don't not do what I wouldn't not do. Something along those lines. There were so many negatives in it.
You know what I mean.
You know what I mean? And they all go, no. And I was like, that's a great line. I would have written it down if I'd known it was coming when I buy the movie, which I will. Because again, physical copies, they can't take this off the internet. I own it. And this is the 4K, so we can see it in Ultra HD. So you can see this in Ultra HD. Wow. So all the blood's flying in Ultra. See? And the funny thing about these movies is, Yvonne forgets that they're gory.
I don't forget. They're definitely gory.
But when
the beginning of this was super gory.
When we saw the original again, when we watched it again the other night, you'd forgotten just how gory it was.
I had forgotten. So
like when he's fighting 406 and her ankle gets broken and he twists it in the door.
Oh, yeah, that.
It's just so... And then, so, in this movie, what's great is when we're in a theater, you get a chance to sit with us in a horror movie, by all means, come on over and hang out. Because in scenes where something really gory or graphic is happening, or like in Get Out, where some nasty fight's going on, there's all this blood over the place.
That one was...
She's going, and I'm going, yeah! And
Get
so...
Out is a very good example of that. We go like this, and you're just like...
Yeah, get him again! Kill him again! Wake him up and kill him again! And in this movie, there was the T-800, the first T-800 they came across.
Oh, the head squish.
The head squish. And I was like, yeah! There we go. Good old-fashioned head squish. You gotta have that in a zombie movie. Hey, she should be glad, though, because this doesn't have like other zombie movies. Most zombie movies have a disemboweling scene where a person gets all their guts ripped out by the zombies while they're still alive. So these movies don't have that.
Ew.
So... See? You don't remember that from Shaun of the Dead? It happens in Shaun of the Dead. Guy gets dragged out the window.
So long.
Guy gets dragged out the window and...
Yeah, that's gross. The cats are a bunch of spazzes.
Yeah, well, we went out, we left them alone, so...
They told us it's bedtime.
Shadow and Bear have decided that they're going to play.
We're not going to bed. I'm going to run around.
They're going to play. But yeah, I honestly, I think this is great. I know this is not a movie Yvonne would see on her own. That without me, I don't think this would be on her viewing list ever. I don't know that she's going to want to watch it again. But for me...
I've watched the first one twice now.
For me, this one,
See, I've watched it 2 times.
this
so
one's close to the heart for me.
I should get like double points with that or something.
Get a double tap for that.
It's okay.
So, it was a very good movie. It didn't tread over all of the exact same material as last time. I had been worried about that. They do tell a different story. It doesn't really have the epic ending of the original, which is fine because it's more about the personal relationships between all the characters and adding Rosario Dawson, which is just perfect. Excellent. Rosario Dawson's the perfect person to add to this because I still remember her in Sin City, where she played a pretty kick-ass chick in that one, and I know you haven't seen Sin City. It's not a bad movie. It's weird. It's very film noir. It's got a lot of animation in it too, but it's pretty graphic and it's pretty. Some of it's kind of disturbing, but she plays a pretty badass character in it. So I find her very believable in that kind of a role. She can play that very well. Luke Wilson. I love Luke Wilson, which is weird because I can't stand Owen Wilson and Luke's his brother, but I like Luke Wilson. Maybe because of Idiocracy, but I thought he played the doppelganger to Woody Harrelson very well in this movie. And Woody Harrelson trying to drive the monster truck was absolutely hilarious because I can't imagine they're easy to drive. They would be very difficult to drive.
The back axle turns too, and I would think that would make the turning it quite different.
And from what I've seen in monster truck rallies, those bend really easy too. Those trucks really aren't made for just driving around town. They're not made for that at all. So, didn't he break it too? Like, I'm not sure how she fixed it.
He didn't break it.
There was like smoke coming out of it and he gave up on it.
Yeah, he was just like, screw this.
And then they went back to the minivan, which I thought was hilarious. The minivan was a nice touch. He wasn't after Twinkies. There was no Twinkies. No. But he didn't want to be in a minivan. He absolutely did not want to be in a minivan, and they couldn't take the clown car because
clowns.
Columbus says no to clowns. So you end up back in the minivan. The severe tire damage was a nice touch too, because I thought they can't be in a motorhome. That's just not going to work.
And when they had just started moving, I said that's not.
A motorhome would be the absolute worst thing to have in an apocalypse.
It would.
It's
you were saying
slow.
Gas. I was saying it would be hard to maneuver.
Every town you'd have to get more gas.
It would be very hard to maneuver though, because it was so long, and all of the roads had debris, cars, whatnot on it. It would be hard to go around anything. So I would think that would be very difficult.
Oh, it'd be a pain. Royal pain. But
I don't know how they found gas for the minivan either.
They don't get into the gas. They don't get into the electricity other than a very lazy explanation of it. Just like, it rains, so the dams give us electricity. And it's like, well, okay, if you've never seen the series on Discovery Channel about, Earth after people, I guess that works. But if you watch the series about the world without people,
with hydro.
You've seen, because that series goes step by step through if people just disappeared, how long things would last. And, electricity would not last without people actually being there to run the dam. Which, I don't know, maybe there seems to be people in society still.
Cats are just
for what there is of a society, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, would you recommend it?
If you like that kind of movie. If you like, it's a zombie movie, but it's a different kind of zombie movie.
Barely any zombies in it.
There's a lot of zombies in it.
Well,
but
okay,
it's a comedy.
All right. There's zombies in it, but the amount of screen time for the zombies is very little compared to, say, regular zombie movies where they're almost constantly on the screen.
Okay.
So there's a lot of moments,
but it's not a scary movie.
No. And there's a lot of moments where they're safe.
It's a comedy.
And in most zombie movies, you never feel safe. You have to be on the run.
Right. It's not a horror movie.
No. It's a fun movie. It is. It's a fun movie, and I will definitely be buying that one. That's going on my list of my favorites. That's going to be a Halloween one. to watch. My only fear would be that they try making another one, because the series was a disaster, and they tried making a sequel before, and it didn't work. And I do worry this is one of those things where if they go back to the well one too many times, it's going to fall apart. Yeah, it's going to fall apart. So, there you go. If you saw the movie, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Let her know what she thought in the comment section below. Let us know, how you feel about this. Does it become a franchise, or do they stop at 2? Yeah, I say stop at 2.
Yeah.
Stop at 2. Because this one kind of had a perfect ending. Not that there was anything wrong with the ending of the first one, but this one had a really good ending to it.
I don't understand. Why would you drive a convertible? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't sound safe at all.
It's a pink Cadillac.
I know. I understand the significance of the pink Cadillac.
It's a pink Cadillac.
How they had talked about it.
Okay,
but that's not safe.
I would have that car.
You saw the zombie chasing after them.
Yeah, but it was only one T800. It wasn't like it was a bunch of them. It's only
one.
You
only need one.
It's only one T800, and they're figuring out how to kill them. Just hit them with as many bullets as possible, and eventually they stay down. It's destroy the brain. That's really pretty basic. And I think one of my favorite moments in this too was when they look at the one gentle soul there, and they tell him that he's going to die first. They're like, yeah, you're going to die first. And they're just really...
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Yeah, thank you for your sacrifice. And that's something that I know that my kids... Get out of there. You start going into those jerseys, Shadow, you're going to be a zombie. Or whatever happens to cats.
How do you plan to do this?
Well, I don't know. But anyways.
Bear's all for this.
Yeah, Bear doesn't really care about her brother. But I was talking about... I got distracted with...
A cat.
Yeah, but what was I talking about?
I don't know.
No, there was a scene I was talking about.
I don't know.
I don't know what it was. Back during my first go around, where I had kids and all that, we used to talk about the zombie apocalypse, and we would have discussions over, okay, so if the zombie apocalypse is tomorrow, who are we going to have to kill? So we would have debates about who was going to be zombies first, and who we would have to kill that were still living, because we would know eventually they were going to turn into zombies, and we would be better off to just put the kill out there now to protect ourselves later, because they're totally going to screw it up so we get eaten. So we're better off to kill them, get them out of the way, and then we can survive on our own and hold ourselves up. I was always very proud that we could come up with a plan where we could talk about just offing people with no remorse, no regard, and we could all agree. And it didn't matter whether it was man, woman, or child. It was, okay, this kid's too dumb, so even if it's not a zombie, it's time. If the apocalypse is tomorrow, it's time. This kid's not going to make it anyways. We're just doing them a favor. So it was a very deep discussion. We have very deep discussions about this kind of thing. So this movie really kind of brings that to life. It's kind of nice. And when they said that, they're like, "Thanks for your sacrifice." I was like, "Man, that really sounds like something I would have said with my kids years back." Where we would just, yeah, you're done. The funniest part of it all was when we all kind of agreed that my ex was going to be one of the first to get turned. Well, she doesn't have cardio and smokes, so yeah, she's done. It's like it was just so funny. I thought it was really funny. I was like, yeah, I've got cardio. I don't smoke. Yeah, I'll be fine. I can run without hacking up a lung, and I'll make it. It's that old bear in the woods thing, right? I don't have to be faster than the bear. I have to be faster than you. That's all that means, right? That's that old phrase.
It's just so loving.
Isn't it, though?
You just feel...
It's a bear, so you kind of have to deal with it. Huh. That I don't have to be I don't have to be faster than that bear. I just have to be faster than the person I'm with. So, love you. My treadmill goes faster than hers. So.
Well, and I don't run.
Yes, you did. You did the other day.
I run for
it made you run and you panicked, but it was fun.
That one wasn't on purpose. I turned it on and it started at 8 kilometers per hour.
That was so funny.
No. Crap, how do I get it to turn down? That's way too fast. No.
So while she's running and trying to mess with the controls.
Well, because when I run, I only go 6.5, but I don't do it for very long. Shannon runs for a long time. I don't.
I do 5 miles an hour for about 50 minutes. Because when the zombie apocalypse hits, this guy's got cardio.
I don't run.
Fine. I got it all figured out. All right. Let me know your rules as well for surviving a zombie apocalypse. I always had rules too. Before this movie, I had all these rules. Rules for surviving horror movies, rules for surviving a zombie apocalypse. And then all these books came out about it, and I'm like, well, crap, why didn't I write a book? So somebody else has it, so I don't get any money from it. But there you go. Let me know your thoughts. As always, hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happen upon this video. Zombieland Double Tap. Pretty good time. Thanks so much for watching, for all your support. Talk to you again soon.